Welcome back, Dan Northwest. It's a true story that seems more like a Hollywood movie. A high school football team finds their season cut short after a teacher's strike forces the coaches from the field. Instead of accepting their season was over, the students decide to coach themselves. Here to share the amazing story detailed in the new memoir, Strike Season, we welcome author Michael Eck. Good morning, Michael.
Fantastic to be with you, Steve.
So this story happened back in the late 70s. So give me a taste of what was going on in that time.
Yeah, this story has rattled around my heads of my teammates, coaches, and those people that were involved for about 50 years. So it was 1979. It was the season of our lives. This is Western Pennsylvania. So we describe it as the hotbed of high school football. We had played 2 games. We were undefeated. Got a call on a Saturday morning. Teachers went on strike that Tuesday, pulled our coaches from the sideline, and that was effectively their trump card that they thought they would bring the board to the table. It did not. We negotiated with the board. The board's counter was to allow us to coach ourselves with a couple of administrators on the sideline. And the book tells the crazy stories, some comical, some dangerous, of having 16-year-olds coach 16-year-olds at the highest level of high school football.
Well, tell me about at that time. I mean, in that area, football is religion in a way. Like, it is like the most important thing to the community. They live and die by Friday night. And so the board used you guys as pawns in a way to not have the coaches there, thinking that it's going to end the strike. Give me a little bit
exactly.
about that.
We were the bargaining chip for each of them. So Pittsburgh is a big union town. It's part of the experience. They thought the board would cave. The board's counter was allowing us to practice and play. No one thought it would last more than hours, let alone days or 5 weeks in this case. And the more success that we had on the field, the less leverage they both lost. So yeah, we were 16-year-olds playing for the season of our lives. We had about 15 D1 prospects. It was about creating tape for us to get to the next level. And so it was the season for our lives. But yes, we were a bargaining chip for each of them.
How did you guys make that decision to go, we're going to coach ourselves? We think we can do this. Was it difficult, or did it seem pretty easy to you?
It was not easy. I don't want to sound like we had a game plan. It was much more read and react. It was, we can't let them do that to us. We had more, I say, ignorance than arrogance. Ignorance being, we had played football since we could walk. We knew how to practice. We knew how to play games. We had no other option but to try to do it ourselves. And fortunately or unfortunately, the circumstances allowed that to happen.
And so, but you did very well for yourselves. What was it like coaching each other?
Yeah, so we did. We won 5 games. We scored 127 points and gave up 1 touchdown. So we were doing something right. Not as right as, in my opinion, as it would have been with coaches, because we weren't as able to drill on precisions and skill. But we coached ourselves. So basically the second best player at each position would coach the best player, and the best player would coach the other players. And so it was us talking to ourselves. We did make every mistake known to mankind. Sometimes your teammates listened, sometimes they didn't. But effectively, it was our voices in each other's ear.
And it's been almost 50 years since all of this went down. What was it like bringing back all these memories to write this book? How did you go about that?
Yeah, that's a fantastic question. The best part of this story has been reconnecting with my teammates, reconnecting with my coach in particular. Coach Walker is 90 years old, sharp as a tack, corrected things I had written in the book. His memory was better than mine, or is better than mine. And learning things I didn't know. I didn't know how hard it was for Coach. I didn't know really what the union went through, and I got a chance to be educated about the union process, what they were fighting for. So I say, as a 63-year-old, I have a much better appreciation for what the coaches went through in the union. As a 16-year-old knucklehead, it was all about staying on the field, getting on the field, creating tape to play at the next level.
Well, I mean, I guess that is the most important thing for you guys, because this was your future. You could have wrapped it up and the scouts don't come and they don't see tape and nobody gets scholarships and then they can't get out of the town.
Exactly. And coach kept saying you can repeat classes, you can't repeat games, and you can't repeat a season. And this was back in the day where you basically had tape. You had to create tape. There was not the same kind of streaming, not the same kind of access. Yeah. So it was all about this season. And we had a number of us that fortunately did play at the next level. One of my teammates played for the 49ers and has 2 Super Bowl rings. So none of that would have happened without us being able to participate the way we did.
I mean, had you not taken a stand, none of that would have happened. So it is a great read. We want to let everybody know the book again is Strike Season by Michael Eck. It is a great read. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Steve. And just one last plug: all the proceeds go to my nonprofit, Steer for Student Athletes.
Excellent.
Based in New York.
That is doing good work, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
And we'll be right back with more AM Northwest. Stay right there.